Hello everyone, and welcome back to my channel. And if you're new here, welcome. If you hear rain in the background or thunder, it's storming right now. I just got in from shopping. I got up this morning and pulled this out, and this is my Faith Hobonichi Cousin in a standard. This is the Avec, and it's really, I don't know, I'm not gravitating to it. I mentioned in my stories, if you don't follow me there, I'm Joy to Plan, because I share, I don't want to say daily, but I share often on my thought processes, what's working, what's not. And it's just a place for me to turn on the camera and just start talking. So I mentioned this morning that it's really not working for me. I don't know. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's just a decor, because I'm not in love with it. I kind of threw this together and I don't know. I'm just not gravitating. So while I was writing in my morning pages, which is great because I have so many, sometimes I just have so many ideas and information in my head that I just need to get it on paper. And I decided to create just a notebook, because my morning pages, here, let me show you my morning pages. This is my morning pages. I showed it in my last video from my TN. I added these vinyl stickers. This is a cut down composition notebook, and this is working for me. It didn't work for me when I first started using it some time ago, probably like a year ago, maybe. I forget. I think a year ago I created this, and I think I did. I think we went through this at the last video. Yes, November 5th of 2021. And I just put it away and I just took it out. So it's been working for me as my morning pages. I look forward to using this. So I thought, let me create another composition notebook. I'll create it here with you. I'll set it up as much as possible and just use it free form. Kind of, I'll open up the notebook. It's a blank page and I can use it as, you know, as needed. I liked for notebooks to happen organically. I guess it had so many formatted pages for my Faith. It was difficult because, or challenging, because each section was formatted in such a way, and then also it's dated, which normally I just redate things. It doesn't bother me, but it's just something I can't pinpoint what it is. And when I do, I will share that. But for now, I'm just going to go ahead and set up a composition notebook and in my brown, and then just use it as however I need it. You know, whatever need that I need at the time. I may write it for notes, kind of like a commonplace brain dump book. I can use it for Faith, and that's how I generally like using my notebooks. I have a little spiral notebook that I just use for whatever. It has no rules per se. So when I have a notebook that I can just use for whatever, I don't know, the pressure is off. I don't know how to explain that, but hopefully I explained it well. But I went to Walmart. Now is the time to go and shop for the 50-cent composition notebooks. So anyway, I went to Walmart today and they were 50 cents. So I got some, and let me show you what I got. So this, I choose different stacks. The reason being of composition notebooks, because these are the ones that are for 50 cents. These are the composition notebooks. I love getting college ruled. It's always college ruled. I don't like writing in Y ruled for my morning pages. So these are 50 cents, and I bought 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, and I got 2 of the blue. And then I got these. Isn't that cute? Gummy bears. And this is the same. Oh my God, hold on, let me pull it around. These are the same brands. It's Pen and Gear. It's still the same brand. Composition notebook, but these are 80 pages. Yeah, 80 sheets and college ruled. But these don't have the inside of a regular composition notebook, and they're a little thinner. Plus they're decorated. I think these each were $168 each. So they had another one that had like sushi, little like Hawaii style sushi, real cute. But I didn't get that one. Okay, so these I got. And you've noticed the inside is just different. And plus it has 100 sheets versus 80. And it has all that information, you know, like for school. But I also noticed while I was there, and I shared this in my stories, that the lines, I don't know if you can see that on camera, but this one is just a little fainter, and even the red line, just a little fainter. Plus, let me see, yeah, just a little fainter. I'm not sure you can tell on the camera, but so I am going to, so my initial plan was to get just a handful of these, because I still have some in my box. So I just wanted to, you know, buy some because they were 50 cents, and then cover them with sticker vinyl paper. You can get those at Hobby Lobby, and I'll put some pictures here that you can get different designs. But this is how, let me show you this is how I covered this. And I've used this for years. I've used it to cover my Hobonichi weeks, and I put it inside the plastic, you know, like when you want to change up your planner. Let me see if I can find, yeah, I guess I can do it my weeks. See how I just put paper in there and I just put vinyl underneath that, and it changes the, I don't know, just changes the look of your weeks or whatever planner or journal. So let's do this. So anyway, so that was my plan, to cover this up. So this doesn't matter, the cover, to me, but I like the traditional composition look. And then I found these and I thought, ooh, that's pretty. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut this in a standard size. I'm going to cut this with you so I can show you how easy it is to really cut down your own notebooks. I bought 2 of them. And then the reason I bought the gummy bears, I don't I don't like, you know, this is too, it's not my style. It's cute, but it's not my style. But what I loved was this blue edging on it. So let me show you the paper that I got at Hobby Lobby. Okay, I had to take it out of the wrapper, but this paper here is kind of galaxy, and this is $1.49. I just wanted something with blue tones in it, and I found this one is like a baby blue. I don't know if you can tell. I'm trying to get out of the light there. It's glittery. Can you tell there? This one was $1.99, and so they have different styles, but I thought with the blue, I don't know if I can cover it up like that, you know, cut it down to standard first, then glue this down. Sorry, I'm trying to get the ring light out of there, and then I can decorate it with vinyl stickers. So put some, just, I don't know, just make it look a little different, and then cover that up. My idea is to get the blue TN eventually, and then use that. Just, I don't know, I love blue, but I like this color. I thought this would go well with my brown. What did I do with my brown? I thought it'd go well with that, even though it doesn't. Oh, wait a minute. Again, I haven't done this in a long time. When I cut my initial composition notebook, I cut it from the bottom and I cut it from the side. So, because this is longer and wider than a standard. So let me show you on camera how I cut this down, and I will show you what the supplies that I use. Okay, I'm back. So what I went ahead and did is I took a standard insert. I mean, I can measure this with a ruler, but it's just easier for me to just line it up. And I use a pencil. You can use a pen. And then I made marks. So now I have something to, you know, lines to cut it down with. So I did that, and I used this box cutter. This is an old box cutter, and you can use any box cutter. I would just highly recommend that the blade be sharp. And this is my husband's. He keeps his blade sharp for me, because that way I'll keep it close until I'm ready to use it, because that will give you a nice clean cut. If the blade is not sharp, it's going to come out, you know, kind of jagged, the edges. And another one that I like to use, and it's really helpful, is a cork, you know, a ruler with a cork background, because when you hold it down, and it should be metal, because if you use wood or plastic, and the box cutter gets into it, it's going to ruin it. And then it's going to, I don't know, I've always used metal. And then this doesn't shift, it stays in place. So let's get started here. Okay, I'm going to be in an angle here because I'm standing this way and my tripod is this way, and I need to be as safe as possible while I'm using this. Now, when you're cutting both ways, I always cut this way first because this is easy, you know, it doesn't have a binding, and that's easy for it to, you know, to cut. This is going to be a little challenging, and so I like to do that last. Okay, sorry about that. I got a phone call. My grandbaby's here, so I gotta hurry up and do this. Okay, so we're gonna cut down first, and I think I was mentioning that it's easier to cut long ways because it doesn't have a spine, and I just it doesn't have to be a lot of hard pressure, just I follow along. Oh, having cutting mat. I know you see it, but I don't think I mentioned that. Having a cutting mat underneath. So those are the 3 things you would need when cutting down a notebook. And again, having a sharp blade makes a difference. So there goes, thundering outside. It's actually, we're in a thunderstorm watch, and then boom, it started. My husband and I went to lunch. I treated him to, I was going to go out by myself, and then I called him. I said, after Walmart, I went shopping. I said, you want to go to lunch? And he was like, sure. So I don't move this until I know for sure that everything has cut through evenly, because that would mess with my, there. So see, that is a pretty nice, clean cut. Looks professionally done. So this I save. You could use this for scrap paper. Some people throw it away. You can use this as the bookmark, you know, cut it down even more. There's so many ways you can use that. Okay, I had to go upstairs because my granddaughter was here. So let's continue. And the storm subsided just a little bit for now. We're supposed to get more storms later. So I just aligned this along the line that I drew. I think that's pretty straight. So hopefully, hold on, let me make sure you're in frame there. And so when it has the spine, I don't know, I just start cutting along just like I would do. Making sure that it goes through the whole, it kind of stalls, but you have to pull it through, because if not, it'll stay kind of in one chunk, and that'll be, then it doesn't come out, you know, very clean. And this is curling up a little bit here. Okay, so sometimes I just got to move the paper a little bit out of the way. The corner is getting a little, so I just go slower. I don't put like extra pressure or anything. I just continue to cut, and very carefully, because you don't want to accidentally cut your finger. And there it is. Let me close this before I do anything else. Put that away. Okay. So this is what it looks like. It's pretty clean edges. So, I mean, a lot of people like sending their stuff out. I just cut my own notebooks. I cut when, if you've been on my channel before, you know that I have standard Stalogies or B6 Slim Stalogies in the past as planners. And this is just what I would do with, you know, would do with them, is I would just cut them down. And what I think I'm going to do is, you know, round off the corners next. Okay, and so generally what I just do, this is a very old one from Creative Memories, and I think they say if you put like a piece of aluminum foil and it gets a little sharper, but I'm not going to do that right now. So the cover I do on its own, and Oh, it did. I had another composition notebook, and I think it was thicker. This feels a little thinner, so yay, it works. And then what I'm going to continue doing is doing all the corners. Okay, this is what it looks like. And I didn't know, I just think it looks pretty. But yeah, this is what it looks like. And here, let me take this out carefully. And in case you're interested, that is the information on it. So if you want to find one at Walmart. But another thing that I like to do, because this is kind of stiff. Here, let me show you how it opens when it's wider. So when it's wider, I guess it does the same thing. Yeah, it does the same thing. So, but what I like to do is, I learned this, I think it was Nanami, and this is sewn. So this is one of the other reason that I love using the composition notebook. They're inexpensive, and I like the paper. And I just, you know, take several sheets. I don't know, I don't count. I just run it like that, just to soften the binding a little bit, break in the binding. I've never had a problem with any of my composition notebooks after years of usage of using composition notebooks. Here I am, I'm off center. And it's like that. And I'm not sure if this is going to make a difference in terms of staying flat. I mean, with my morning pages that I use, I don't know, I just hold it down. I think my TN doesn't stay open. So what I do is I use this clip. You can hold it down, see, it stays flat. And I also do that with the actual leather. I forgot where I left off. And I don't know if I did all this. I think I did, I'm not sure. Okay, here's the middle. You see it's sewn there. And I've never had problems with things coming apart. Now, if you're concerned that the string may come out, see right there, you can also put some tape. Here's some tape, and you can just put just a little piece, and this is from invisible tape from Dollar Tree. I'll just put that there, and I could just stick it down. I mean, I generally don't do this, but I never done that with my Stalogies, and I've chunked up my Stalogies, and they were fine. So then I go back, press it this way, and yeah, it still kind of does it, but I've never had a problem with using it. Okay, so now let's move this into my brown TN. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead, I'm gonna leave this, I think I'm gonna leave this in. I don't really think I need it, but we'll leave it in for now. And then we'll take this out on the side there. And then I'm going to move, I'm working in between, I literally have a tripod in between my arms. So this is a little challenging. And I'll put it like that. And I don't really think I need this, because I'm trying to think if there's anything in there that I would need. No, I don't think there's, I'm just going to take this out. If I find that I need it, like if I want to carry extra supplies, I will. This is just a bookmark. I generally don't use it. I just leave it, you know, snagged in the bottom. And isn't that cute? So, and it's not too thick. And I can actually put 2 of them in here, but I really don't need it. So what I was talking about is to hold it open. See? And I think if you want to keep the leather down, or just this down like that, it holds it down so I can write. Now, in the past, I've done writing from the red this way, but because I've made this narrow, I just write from here and I just ignore that red line. It may bug some people. I know there's some notebooks that don't have that red line.
I have one from Walmart that I bought years ago, and I wish I would have bought more, but it's a composition notebook. But in reality, once I start writing, it doesn't bother me. This is just for notes, faith notes, whatever I need this to be. That's how I'm going to use this. So what I'm going to do in the back, I usually like adding Post-its. So I'm going to take these Post-its out. And I guess I can put a pocket back here like I did here. But unless I need it, okay, let's just do this. Unless I need it, I'm not going to add it. So let's not add it right now. So I'm just going to put my Post-its in the very back of, and I do this with all my planners and all my journals, just because sometimes if I'm writing and a thought comes in my head, or if I need to think of something to, you know, like I don't know, like I have to buy something or something that I want to do. I don't want to write it, you know, stop and look for something. It's just easier to write on this, or something that's not permanent, you know, like a note. Then I think I'm not going to carry this over, this writing, because it's not Tomoe River paper, and I'm not going to really putting stickers and stuff in it. So I think I'm going to leave that out. So yeah, so I'm going to leave that there. And then when I begin writing, I'll just put, you know, the date, the beginning date. And so therefore, even though I have it here, but I just like, and then whatever pen I use, I generally write that on the bottom. I'll put here 80 pages just so I won't forget, because once I find a pen, I just use different pens for different paper and different notebooks. I have Moleskine paper, I have paper Midori from a Traveler's Notebook, I have composition notebook, I have Tomoe River paper, you know, just all different types of paper, and I use different pens, and sometimes I forget, and it's just quicker if I just keep it there. Like for my morning pages, I typically, on my composition notebook, I typically use my Pentel Energel 0.5, and it writes well on there. The 0.7 is a little too heavy, and the 0.3 is a little too thin for me. But anyway, I will probably just use the same pen for here. But other than that, I am done with this notebook. I am liking it. I love this pattern. I'm glad I bought two. And then, you know, when I am done with this, I will cut another one down and replace it here. And if you want to cut this down to a different size, you can do B6 Slim. You know, I probably cut an inch off the top, and that's a B6 Slim. It's the same width, just different height. And, or you can cut it a little wider, and that will be like an A5 Slim. So yeah, I am liking it. I enjoy. I'm glad I found this pattern. And although I did buy some paper from Hobby Lobby, but I'll use that for my other composition notebooks, the ones that kind of have that school, like the ones that I showed earlier. But that's all I have. And if you have any questions, please let me know, and I'd be happy to answer any questions that you may have. Other than that, thank you so much for watching, and until next time.